All right, 10:08, good to see you guys. Thanks so much for finding me tonight, wherever you're tuning in, whether it's twitch.tv/StutteringCraig or youtube.com/StutteringCraig. Sorry, guys. Sorry for the delay. I apologize. I was on a call with a critic of mine that ran over a little late, so I apologize for that. But the one message that totally changed the direction of this stream tonight was that I need to watch a video to educate myself. So that's what I'm going to do tonight. Good to see you guys. Let's go. Colorama says he was on the toilet. No. I was not on the... No, I'm not. I'm off sync now too. Hold on. Damn it. Hold on. Oh, we'll be all right. Bam, I'm off. Now I'm back. I'm coming back. Thank you, Mr. Calvarino. Yes, it has been it's been fascinating to watch the last couple days as the Amico group, the Amico fandom or not fandom, has come after me and called me every little bad thing I can put. Like shill, obviously the shill thing. And all sorts of stuff. So I've been told that I need to educate myself. So tonight I'll be educating myself on a video that has 5.3 million views called Oof, and apparently it talks about Tommy Tallarico. So I'm going to do that. So we're going to do that tonight. Triforce Chaos, good to see you. Joe, good to see you. Evan, welcome on out, buddy. Quiznos, great to see you. Lord Spleech and Adam Schroeder and Iceman has joined us. Let's get on this. Wolfpack, great to see you as well. Colorama, mod extraordinaire. Love to see that. Com, thank you so much for the raid over on Twitch. Always a pleasure to have you out. Sean, welcome on out as well. Revolch, hello. Super Small Chibi Wolf, great to see you. DJ, Mike Fury, and Bloody. Always a pleasure, buddy. Hal has joined us. Oh, man. Yeah, we're going to have a good one tonight. I'm excited. Mr. Calvary says, no hang time? No hang time. We'll do hang time on Sunday, okay? We'll do hang time on Sunday for sure. Krabs, welcome on out, buddy. Hello. You guys watching over on Twitch? I appreciate it. Let's go. Nolster, hello. Sean says, he said my name. I'm popular. No. You're just a dude, just like me, just like everybody else. So yeah, man. I'm like, I don't know. This was sent my way by a G2, a legend at the time, a G2, not too long ago. And I watched like 5 minutes of it, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool," you know. And I saw it was like 2 hours. Like, I don't have time to watch a 2-hour video, so I watched like 5 minutes of it, and it was like, I think it was like right in the middle of the video. I don't know. Like, it wasn't enough to get the gist of what was happening, right? But apparently, it's like a big rabbit hole in it. So we're gonna check out this video tonight, and apparently, it's all about how Tommy Tallarico is a horrible person, I guess. So. I don't know. We're going to watch this for the first time and react to it for the first time together. I've been told I'm going to start this at 1 hour and 23 minutes, which is like the fourth. Looks like the one. Let's see. It's like the third or fourth to last chapter, which apparently they said they watched the last 30 minutes. It starts with a chapter called the Tallarico Event Horizon. So. We'll see how this all goes, but hey, give it up for Invader. Invader, thank you so much. Appreciate the brand new patron over at patreon.com/sidescrollers. By the way, 13 days away, guys. Let's go. Adam says hang time sounds better. We'll do it on Sunday night. Decade the Karate Bugman. Hello, thank you so much for the follow over on Twitch. Appreciate that. Carlos, good to see you. Says, dude, it's a deep one, man. It's a big rabbit hole for real. I don't know. Like I said, I legitimately don't know anything about this outside of that. It apparently the origin of this is like Roblox there's like the oof sound on Roblox or something. I never played Roblox. I don't know, but it's just that oof sound, right? And I guess the idea is that Tommy Tallarico said he made that sound. I don't know. And I want to be like upfront, right? So like you guys know that let's go. You guys know that I have known Tommy for like 15 years. Like he's been an acquaintance I've had for a long time. I've been at video games. I first met at Video Games Live in like 2007, maybe, right? Seen him several times. We're not like bros or anything, but we see each other from time to time. I went out and went to an Amico event when it was in Frisco, which is near where I live. And, you know, I guess that's people like are upset that I went out to that, and I'm in promo videos promoting the Amico because that's what happens when you go to these events is you get filmed playing the games. So anyway, so we're gonna watch this, and I'm gonna be educated, I guess, on how much of a bad person Tommy Tallarico is. So Com says, can I save you 2 hours? Tommy owns the Roblox oof sound effects. He wanted 10 grand for them to keep using it. They said no and changed it. Kids everywhere, including Sweet Hooligan, cried. Okay. Well, that's interesting that he owns it. And if that's the case, isn't Roblox like a multi-billion-dollar thing? Roblox revenue. I'm just curious. Let's see what Roblox is. Oh, $1.92 billion. And they didn't want to pay Tommy $10,000 for the sound effect. Ooh, yee, it's crazy. Man, that's nuts. Hey, Gen X Gamer just subscribed. Hey, bud, welcome on out. And say hi to everybody in the chat. This is the guy I was just talking to. I was just talking to this guy, and it was a nice conversation. And so there you go. Quid Pro Bro says it's dubious that he owns the oof. That's the whole point of the video. What's dubious about it? That he made something and he created it, or that he doesn't own it? But either way, it doesn't really matter. CDI says, if you watch a video and see a girl coming out of a well with long hair, keep watching. Okay. All right. Let's watch this in time and a quarter speed. And like I said, hey, we're gonna educate ourselves tonight. Once again, I appreciate the new patron from Invader. Thank you so much. I'm gonna get this queued up over here so we can all watch it together. Let me see where we are at from a video perspective. So there's nothing over here. Doing a little editing on the fly, but that's fine. Let's get on it. Okay, almost there, and we're good. Okay. So let's check this video out. I'm gonna go back here, and this is the start of a new chapter here. Bloody says, "All right, my work week is over. Let's start the weekend right by chillaxing all over you fine chills." Hey, Bloody, thanks so much for that super chill, buddy. Appreciate that. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Bloody. Really appreciate that. Gorlock says, "What's good, Kurt? Man, dude, I'm hanging out, man. I'm hanging out. I'm ready to check this out." Net Nerdy and Jay says, "Did he watch it yet?" No, I'm about to watch it now. I've been told I need to watch the last 30 minutes of this. So that is, I don't know if there's, I'm sure there's lots of context in the first hour and a half of this, but I've been told just to watch the last 30 minutes of it. So Musashik says, supposedly, and it might show in this video, I'm not sure, Tommy doesn't even truly own the rights to the sound. I don't know. I have no input on it. I'm just going to watch. So I'm just going to watch. This is from H Bomber Guy, and he has 1.8 or 1.18 million subscribers, 5.3 million views on this video. Good for him. That's awesome. Mike says, I lost 2 hours of my life watching this. Don't you guys like if I'm going to watch something for a long time, don't you guys watch in like time and a half? I don't know. I don't know. Didn't really. I guess let's check it out. Let's go. Appreciate you guys popping in. Very much do. Thank you very much for being a part of my life and allowing me to be a part of yours. Let's get on it tonight.
So now the brakes have come off and this video is spiraling out of my control. I've lost all hope of figuring out what Tommy is doing or why. Doing the early research before this all happened, it got kind of nostalgic going back and rewatching ancient episodes of Electric Playground and reviews on the run, and watching Tommy do his wacky boobery and yell at Victor when he says normal things like Metroid Prime is fun. I was trying to remember if I ever found Tommy funny or if I was always just laughing at him, you know?
You know what I gotta say to you? I don't care what you think!
Even doing that level of research, I fell back into an ancient drama I saw unfold as a kid and completely forgot about. Tommy's awful opinions used to be a running joke on forums discussing his show's reviews. People
just taking a look. I just want to see. So this is only from 5 years ago. Times interesting. Let's see. Horse Running says, "Shit, man, I watch everything at 2 times if a person doesn't speak fast enough." Right, right. All right, let's continue on. And by the way, like Tommy is a used car salesman, right? He is so over the top with his mannerisms, and when you think of like authenticity, Tommy is like so ridiculous and so over the top that like I'm sure he means what he says, right? But it comes off as like over the top and crazy. You know, like I said, I've seen Video Games Live and you know, and there's a showman aspect to it, right? There's a showman aspect to like it's like Video Games Live. He's like doing the big guitar swings and all that stuff. So look, I mean, I think doesn't everybody know that about him? I don't know, just.
Would bring up he gave Smash Bros. Melee, one of the most beloved games in human history, a 2.5 out of 10. It was a huge running joke. I learned about this because I was a pretty big Mega 64 fan as a teenager, and they shot some videos at his house, and he...
By the way, I have Rocco's t-shirt. Hey, so question. Is Mega 64, are they shills too for having Tommy in videos? Just curious.
Even did an episode of their podcast there. I remember watching this on my iPod Nano on the bus.
Now we're in another strange room.
This was shot just as Smash Bros. Brawl had come out, and the gang made fun of his old review as well.
Smash Brothers is now released.
That's right.
Tommy has gone on record saying favorite game series of all time.
There's this awful rumor on the internet,
Right.
as there always is, that I gave Smash Brothers like a 2.5 or something.
Yeah.
And so the reality is that we never actually reviewed Smash Brothers ever on G4.
Oh.
So people on the internet who say that I gave Smash Brothers a low score,
Yeah.
bite him.
Tommy is pointing to the giant model dinosaur he has in his garden. Anyway, it's clear this rumor really gets to him. In an IGN thread about his Mario Galaxy review, this comes up, and Tommy T shows up to defend himself, because he Googles his name and has nothing better to do. He claims it's not true, but refuses to say what the real score was, because he thinks it's fun watching people spout nonsense. So Tommy never gave Melee a 2.5, that's just a rumor, leave him alone. Here's Tommy's review of Smash Bros. Melee.
What do you think about Super Smash Bros. Melee for the Nintendo GameCube?
Well, you know, I gotta tell you, it's another GameCube letdown, another GameCube disappointment in my book.
3 out of 10.
I give it a 2.5.
But nobody's upset that Tommy, or that the other guy, is it Tommy? The other, Victor gave it a 3 out of 10? Wow, that's crazy.
Said this on TV. People saw him. The footage exists. This isn't speculation. When Tommy does something people criticize him for, even something dumb that doesn't need defending like a video game opinion, he just lies and says he never did it. Like, why would you lie about something so stupid and easy to check? I'm reaching the point where if Tommy says something, it's easier to assume he made it up. His website used to have a page of famous people seen wearing Tallarico Studios t-shirts, which is a weird thing to document in the first place. But the thing is though, every single picture on it is photoshopped. Like, what was his goal here? What is he even trying to do? Tommy's stratospheric levels of clout chasing have hit a point where I literally can't tell if he's joking. He has a gallery page with pictures of him performing and in magazines and so on, and there's a celebrities section showing off all the cool people he's stood next to. Wow. He's really proud of some of them because he keeps reposting them. This Jamie Lee Curtis picture pops up on his Twitter when she's in the news or it's her birthday. She's a wonderful, kind, and talented human being, and a fan of my video games live show. But one of the pictures on here is really strange. This one is of the Dalai Lama, apparently. Before the Amico situation deteriorated to the point he stepped down, he used to post on the Atari Age forums, and people were discussing the Amico's Karma gaming engine, a feature Tommy later admitted he made up, by the way. During the conversation about Karma, someone referenced the Dalai Lama, so of course, he reposted that picture and said he met him in London and he liked his music. The issue here is this later turned out to be a wax statue of the Dalai Lama from the Madame Tussauds in London. This is an example of what I've decided to call the Tallarico Event Horizon.
Okay, I so much to say there, right? The idea that this picture is so this is a Photoshop. So what happened is this is a Photoshop of Tommy, not Tommy taking a pic. Got it, okay.
He met him in London and he liked his music. The issue here is this later turned out to be a wax statue of the Dalai Lama from the Madame Tussauds in London. This is an example of what I've decided to call the Tallarico Event Horizon. Tommy has lied so much about so many things, I can't even tell if this is meant to be a joke. Is he doing a bit? Is Tommy Tallarico a CIA experiment to see how far you can get in the liberal games industry by just making shit up? Is Tommy Tallarico just a shadow on the wall of a cave? I started making this video because I thought a sound effect was funny! I can't tell if he's joking or if he genuinely wants to convince people he met the Dalai Lama. Like I said, this was in a conversation about an Amico feature it turned out he made up.
We have something that's called a Karma gaming engine. And what that means is that every
The idea of putting patent pending technology on anything is awesome, because technically anything can be patent pending at any time, which is awesome. Which is why I've introduced Side Scrollers patent pending technology. Patent pending.
everybody, no matter what your skill level, can feel like you have a chance and that you're in the game.
I'm interested in the fact that you're using the Karma gaming engine. Where did that come from?
Okay, so the Karma gaming engine is just some shit we made up.
Okay.
Like, he literally made it up to get people to invest and admitted it later. Everywhere you look, Tommy is trying to build more prestige in ways that make no sense. Once Tommy had fled the Atari Age forums after calling everyone a gaming racist and stepping down, people started posting about how weird he was being, and a guy told a story there about how he ran a display at the Houston Arcade Expo in 2018 showing off old Intellivision stuff right when the Amico had just been announced. So he asked Tommy if he wanted him to put out some business cards advertising the Amico, which he did. His display won an award at the show, and when he mentioned this to Tommy, he allegedly asked him to mail him the award. If this story is true, Tommy just assumed that this award belonged to him. This is just an allegation. Normally I wouldn't bother putting this in the video, but the problem is it tracks so well with a lifetime of taking credit for things he didn't do and making up awards. I find this story too believable not to mention. Still, this doesn't mean Tommy hasn't...
That's interesting, because, like, when I hear these things, I try to envision what both sides are hearing, right? And I think I do a pretty good job of that. So what I think happened with only hearing this is the guy with the Intellivision booth said, "Hey, I won an award." Tommy, the new CEO of Intellivision, I guess, right, at the time, was like, "Sweet, it's based on Intellivision. Send me the award." I think, right? Does that make sense? I feel like that makes sense.
Done good work in the industry or had any legitimate achievements. To properly recognize the good work he's done, we ought to talk about GANG. The Game Audio Network Guild is a group of industry professionals dedicated to improving the craft, helping people network, and recognizing people's achievements with awards. Tommy has won a lot of awards from the guild over the years, at least 16 by my count, and he's clearly very proud of them because he puts them all up next to his Guinness World Records. Tommy Tallarico is also the founder of GANG.
Recently, I founded a nonprofit organization called the Game Audio Network Guild, or GANG.
It's really funny seeing Tommy give tours of his house in his GANG t-shirt and of his office with his GANG desktop background, and then going to his website and seeing 16 awards from the group he founded and was on the board of directors of at the time.
Tommy Tallarico, composer and sound designer for video games, also the president of the Game Audio Network Guild, also known as GANG.
GANG even gave an award for Best Sound Library to that sound pack he made, with Joey's help. They've only given out that award 4 times in their 20-year existence, by the way.
And again, these are award-winning sound effects.
At least we know the sounds in the Roblox kit really are award-winning. Like,
Now, I'll say this, right? You could... I did this in the... I did this with the Billy Mitchell video, right? There are assumptions being made here, right? There are assumptions made by the guy who did the Billy Mitchell video a couple days ago, and there's assumptions being made here that Tommy was voting on his own stuff. And if that's the case, at least that's what I got of this, that Tommy was voting on, or he's the founder, so naturally he's going to get better treatment. That's the assumption, but there's nothing in here that says how the voting takes place, or it's maybe not public on the GANG website, right? So maybe it's done by a separate group of people, and Tommy legitimately won it. Maybe it's not, and Tommy hands the award to himself. I don't know. These are all questions that I have. Winterfell comes in with the $4.99 super shill. Says, "Sorry I'm late. Had a phone call. Hope I didn't miss out on the shill-tastic time." Oh no, we're learning. We're educating ourselves. So that's what we're doing right now.
at this point, research for a video that was supposed to be about the Roblox oof has gone so far off course that I needed, like, something that was baseline obviously true.
What's on his shirt? Com says, this guy has poo stains on his shirt. What is on this guy's shirt? What is on H-Bomb's shirt? I do like this guy. I'm sure it's a callback to a previous video, but it is distracting to me. Papata the Potato says, it's from a previous video. The guy keeps the same outfit with all the blood stains and tears from past skits. Okay, got it. Okay, there we go. That makes more sense. Mike says, educating ourselves on what I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that out. Apparently, we're educating ourselves on what a bad person Tommy Tallarico is, and thus ultimately, I'm a bad person for attending an Amico event a couple years ago and having Tommy on a podcast 3 years ago. But we're learning about that. So there we go.
Hang on to so I could return to sanity. So I asked myself what I thought would be the most obvious question. Was Tommy even on Cribs?
On YouTube, like I said, there's videos of it's me. Of your house and
MTV Cribs I was on.
It's awesome, right?
You did an MTV Cribs?
Yeah.
So I'm included on this. That's good. I guess. I don't know. Like, I don't know if he's on MTV Cribs or not, right? Like, once again, I said this the other day. Don't you just take that at someone's word when they say you're at MTV Cribs? Like, I'm not gonna stop down the interview and be like, hold on, fact check. You know what I mean? Like, if he says, I don't even know if I heard it. I don't know. It was like 3 years ago. So.
Yeah, they tour my house.
Didn't you have an episode of MTV Cribs back in the day?
Yeah.
Like, he tells people it was Cribs. He uploaded a video to his YouTube channel saying it was Cribs. So was it? No! Cribs is, you know, a TV show. It has lists of episodes. You can just check. It was obviously a lie the entire time. I don't know how no one called him on it. Do gamers just not know what Cribs is? Cribs went to the home of massively successful musicians like Snoop Dogg and Maroon 5, or other really big celebrities like Tony fucking Hawk. They did not go to the home of the guy who might have made some of the skateboard sounds for his game. Absolutely no normal person watching MTV in the mid-2000s is gonna know who Thomas the Tallarico Engine even is. He did the soundtrack to Earthworm Jim. He's not a celebrity. Nobody gives a shit about his fucking fountain.
A waterfall here, which makes me want to pee at night, oddly enough.
My mother's very proud. Cribs had very specific motion graphics, and they always showed the same factoids at the beginning every time, using the same visual. This video just has a wall of text. MTV had a very specific vibe with its backing tracks. This thing uses easily identifiable stock music. So identifiable, YouTube flagged it. But if it wasn't Cribs, then what was it? Someone in the comments says they saw this on a disc that came with a gaming magazine back in the day, but I think they're thinking of the other times he did that. Because Tommy's a massive narcissist, his website has a video section with a meticulous collection of his appearances, and links to them on YouTube, some of which he uploaded himself. He links this one and calls it MTV Cribs here too, along with 2 of his PlayStation Magazine appearances. But here's the thing. Tommy's website is ancient and has several much older versions preserved on the Internet Archive. On the version from 2004, before YouTube was a thing, he would just put the videos on his own site. Many of the videos on the old site ended up as links to YouTube videos on the new one. The PlayStation Magazine house tour and interviews are here, along with this Around the World in 80 Games thing. There doesn't seem to be a Cribs video on the old version of the site, which is a bit of a red flag. Additionally, there's one house tour that didn't seem to make it to the new one, done by Gamer TV. The video itself on Tommy's site wasn't archived, but Gamer.tv was a show from the UK about gaming hosted by Sam Delaney. One episode had a feature on ways to make money in the game industry, professional gamers, voice actors, and of course, a certain composer.
Hey, I'm Tommy Tellerico, composer and sound designer for video games.
Hey, wait a second.
Hey, I'm Tommy Tellerico, composer and sound designer for video games.
So this episode is using a cut down version of the footage we saw in Tommy's video. So now we know who really shot this footage.
I'll say this. This guy has definitely done some digging. I don't know how long it took for him to make this video, but it's crazy. It's crazy how much time and effort and resources it took to find all this data. This is nuts. Oh man. I will say this, man. Man, Cribs was hot. I think everybody did like their own spoof of Cribs back in the day, right? And most of them were really, really bad. Looks like Tommy did too.
Gamer.tv used to have a website, Gamer.tv. Oh, that's clever. It's down now, but in archives it's clear the site used to have a video section with extra stuff. One of the extra videos appears to be about a gamer with a Ferrari and a luxury home. I think Gamer.tv met Tommy and toured his house, used clips from this in their show, and uploaded the entire house tour as a bonus feature to their website. The video linked here is sadly not archived either, at least not directly. It was preserved if, say, Tommy downloaded it and put it on his own website, and then later moved his video archive to YouTube. This is a kind of cool act of video preservation, except for the part where it somehow ended up being called MTV Cribs. How did that happen? I mean, the file on his website was named correctly. This would be a difficult thing to get wrong unless he did it on purpose.
MTV Cribs, I was on.
It's awesome, right?
Is Tommy just, like, a pathological liar? Does he have to lie to sound more interesting no matter what? Like how he went from saying he did some sounds for Prime to saying he worked on it with Miyamoto for 5 years? Or how he went from being one of the voices in Pro Skater to the audio director? Or how he went from doing 3 songs for Sonic and the Black Knight in 2009 to being the first American to ever get to kiss Sonic on his little mouth? Every time something comes up again, the lie has to get bigger. In that newer house tour I showed, the guy asks Tommy about if it was featured on Cribs, and he says it was on there more than once.
Tommy Tellerica has invited me to his MTV Crib, which this hasn't been on the MTV Cribs, right?
A couple times.
Yeah.
Why is he like this?
Evan comes in with the $20 super shill, says, you like the Amico when it was being developed. Chronologically, after that is when things went tits up. Then these called you a shill. I'm offended as a smart person. They belong with the Twitter cancel clans. Listen, Evan, I don't get it either. And I think that's the thing that I truly like. People are like, well, you're not taking accountability. I'm trying to figure out accountability for what? And the response was, you haven't taken criticism well. And the idea is like, why am I being criticized? That's the thing I don't understand. Why am I like, now they're upset that I took criticism poorly. Okay, that's fine. That's totally fine. I'll take that. Okay. But why was I originally being criticized in the first place? Bueller? No. But Craig, who cares? We're getting to that. The Void with the $5 super chill says, I was just so jelly of the houses on Cribs. I want a house. I can get lost in.
Why are you like this? I know you're still watching, Tommy. Explain yourself. What are you doing? What are you fucking doing?
All right, so we're at the last part of this.
So, yeah.
Tommy says, Tommy Oyamiko says, because you said the Amico was the Wii 2. Well, wasn't it supposed to be the Wii 2? Not in terms of sales, like in terms of it having a touchscreen, moving controller, very simple games. That's what I meant when I said it was going to be like the Wii 2, the product offerings. Did you watch the interview? Or did you watch when I talked about it? I'm pretty sure that's exactly what I said. I think I followed it up. Instead of just looking at clips of things that I said, did you watch the actual interview itself? Or when I said that? Do you have like the full clip of me saying that? Because I'm pretty sure I said that exact same thing. It had nothing to do with sales. I did not think the Amico was going to break down the walls of sales figures at all, ever. Ever. Like, it was the Wii 15 years later. Do you think that's a compliment? Like the Wii 15 years later? What? Like, okay.
Maybe every single thing Tommy has ever said is a lie. Maybe some of it is true, but bear in mind that even if Tommy has lied, that isn't like a crime. You can just lie to people. Watch. I am a trained helicopter pilot. See, you can just say things, no one can stop you. However, there are times when lying does become a crime, and Tommy would know this intimately because it cost him $100,000. In 2009, after putting on a video games live event in Brazil, Tommy returned to America with over $100,000 in cash on his person. When you enter America with more than $10,000, you have to declare it for money laundering and trafficking reasons. Tommy knew he had to do this, but for some reason he didn't. His business associate, who was also his brother, filed a customs declaration on their common behalf, denying they were bringing that much money into the country. Tommy knew this was false. When he was caught at a TSA checkpoint with a bag with $100 grand in it, there were some serious questions. He quickly made up a story to explain himself. He told them he didn't need to declare the money because he had distributed it among his band members during the flight in amounts less than $10,000, and then took the money back once they were through customs, so no one needed to declare anything. Tommy thought he was being clever, but he had just accidentally confessed to the crime of structuring, where you deliberately avoid regulations by pulling stunts like this. Structuring is a federal felony, with huge fines and up to 5 years in prison attached to it. Later, he came clean and told investigators he lied and made up that story, and actually he just took the money over the border himself. So when I call Tommy a liar, that's not just my opinion. There is also a legal document signed by him admitting to it. Looking deep.
Winterfell comes in with the $4.99 super shill, says that's $1.99 I wanted you to have instead of that guy. These videos are backfiring on the haters. Get a half dozen eggs with this. That's right. Hey, we can almost make an omelet. Thank you so much. Oh my God. Game is on Gaming says, and what does any of this have to do with Craig believing in his product? I don't know. Oh my God. Evan says, you were told to watch this. Has nothing to do with you. My smartness is being offended. I know, Evan. I'm sorry.
Put into United States v. Tallarico, that's its name. Tommy pled guilty, was placed on probation for a year, forfeited the $102,000 seized by customs, and had to pay a $1,000 fine, plus a $25 assessment fee.
Can we just talk about how this has nothing to do with Tommy? It has everything to do with the idea that they're just going to take $102,000 from somebody? That's how. Oh my God, crazy. EpicQuest says people need to stop taking things so literally. I mean, people should try to stretch their view a little and see what people are trying to say and not take it as exactly what you said. Listen, I don't know. God. Volvia's I don't know how to say her name. Volvagia's Blaze. Thank you so much for the 65 Mexican pesos. I greatly appreciate that. That is awesome. Amazing. Says, in all honesty, you could have known the Amico was going to go tits up. You were excited for the concept of it, and a lot of people, like a lot of people thought it was in good hands. Right. I think the thing that and I had this during this conversation that was leading up to this, which is why I was late tonight, was people don't realize that while the whole Amico thing was going on, what have I been doing the last year? I wasn't in the video game industry. I wasn't even anywhere near the video game industry. I was working in the gun industry for the last year. I stepped away, and while all this Amico stuff was happening, I had no idea what was going on. Well, why would I care about the Amico when I'm worried about making gun videos? Like, why would I do, like, what does that have to do with me? I don't understand. So people are like saying, well, you need to say something. How would I know about it? I wasn't even in the industry. So how would I, like, I didn't even know any of the new games. I still don't know any of the new games that are coming out, right? Like, okay, I don't know, like, time and place.
America. There's a really interesting lesson here. In the game industry, you can
P.O. Box Christmas told me he wanted me to play Russian roulette the other night, and I appreciate that. Says some people thought Amico was a good idea. Only a few did official commercials for Amico. Okay, so let's talk about that, right? So you go to an event and you play the game, which once again wasn't paid to do. Spent my own time, my own money, my own gas to go out to this thing to check it out because somebody I know for the last 15 years was in town and invited me to come out to check out their new console, right? They have cameras set up. It's called a press event. And at those press events, they ask you questions. And you know what? At the time, I had an awesome time with the Amico. I had a great time. I stand by that. The Amico was great. That's why I said I thought it was going to be like the Wii 2 as far as what it was offering. You know, it was easy mobile games on a console with a touchscreen pad and motion controls and all that stuff, right? The stuff that I played was fun. It was more or less like a little bit better iPhone games, right? So I'm getting penalized for attending an event, and I'm getting criticized for attending an event and being in a video that I didn't edit, that I didn't put out. What?
just lie about what games you worked on, what sounds you made, and whether you worked on cribs. And the only real repercussion...
Travis says, I must be responsible if Nintendo ever fucks up, since I say I like their console all the time. That's right, Travis. The hounds will come for you, friend.
Is people finding you unpleasant. But if you try that with the TSA while carrying a large unexplained bag of money, there can be consequences. There are other ways lying can be a crime too. For example, if you lie to potential investors to get their money. During one of Tommy's many attempts to find investors for the Amico, he told the exact kind of Tommy-esque tall tales you would expect from him, but in a situation where doing so can get you in serious trouble. In February 2021, he recorded this video for potential investors and lists the team of so-called Avengers working at Intellivision, one of whom was Kara Acker, a former marketing manager at Mattel on Disney Princesses and especially Frozen, which would be a great find for the company, and thinking she was on board might well have helped convince investors to part with their money.
Gamers on Gaming says, so watching this video is supposed to make you hate him more or something? I guess. Apparently I'm supposed to disavow Tommy after watching this, I guess. Like, once again, disavow an acquaintance I've met 5 or 6 times. I don't know, somewhere along those times. I've been to his concert a few times. Okay, I guess, yeah.
We scroll slightly higher on her LinkedIn though, we can see she actually left Intellivision in 2020. But here's Tommy telling people in 2021, after she was gone, he has her on board, so you should definitely invest.
Our VP of Global Marketing used to work at Mattel as one of the global brand managers over there, right? And she was in charge of the Disney brand within Mattel, so that's a double bonus there.
Is there a word for lying to people? For money? If this convinced people to invest, they have grounds to say they were lied to about the status of the company. You can't just pretend people still work for you. On their Republic crowdfunding campaign, which raised $11.5 million, the pitch video for these investors featured Acker heavily in Tommy's disgusting Egypt room as VP of Global Marketing. She was front and center as one of the intended draws to investors. She was basically the company's pharaoh. She's also still shown on the list of team members, including, ironically, a link to her LinkedIn, which will tell you she's actually gone. This crowdfunding campaign ended in 2021. There was a period of 4 months minimum where people were investing based on a video and information which was not accurate at the time and never corrected. The Intellivision website listed Acker as VP of Global Marketing as late as July 2021, according to the Internet Archive.
Retro Bro says, speaking as someone who was very close to Tommy for about 2 years, I just think you're naive, maybe a little ignorant of what kind of person Tommy really is. Why would I know what kind of person Tommy really is? Like, all in, total time, talking to the guy. In my entire life, 45 minutes, maybe? Like, hey, how's it going? Handshake. How's the family? Oh, awesome. Good to see you. The girl's doing good. You're asking me, oh, I think it's great. You know, like that's Did you enjoy the show? Yeah, cool. Hey, check this out. What do you think of this game? Like, like, why would I know what kind of person Tommy is? Why would I know? Oh, man. Richard Burrow says, I don't expect you to be. That's not a dog, but some people want you to hate him. Listen, or that's not a dig, but some people want you to hate him. I was like, what does a dog have to do with it? Listen, that's fine. Okay, let them, that's fine. Okay, whatever. I mean, if you think I should hate the guy, okay. Do I hate him? No, I didn't tell anybody to buy this console. I didn't tell anybody to pre-order. I didn't say you should go pre-order this thing. I think when I did the interview, I said you can pre-order it, which I would do if I was talking to any developer, right? Or any product at the time. Or you can go subscribe to a YouTube channel. If I'm talking to a YouTuber, you can subscribe to them here, right? So, like, I don't know the guy well enough to disavow the guy. Yeah, he looks scummy in this video. Absolutely, right? I mean, and I'm sorry you've had a bad experience with him. Like, I did not invest in Amico. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry you feel duped. I'm sorry that you feel duped. I had nothing to do with you being duped. Nothing. Nothing. Zero. I'm not telling people to invest in it. I never told people to invest in it. And the sooner you can get past that, the sooner we can all get past it. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm legitimately sorry that you feel you were duped. That sucks. I'm sorry for that. Right? Like, he's just a dude I know. You know that song, Now You're Just Somebody That I Used to Know? That's Tommy Tallarico. Like, we're just acquaintances who have known each other for 15 years. We've seen each other several times. Like, okay. You know?
The guy who ran the website quit too? Investors using this website as a source of information would have a hard time confirming who was actually at the company.
Investors don't give you millions of dollars unless you have hard, cold facts.
I certainly hope there's some facts I missed here. People gave this company millions of dollars. Like, seriously, I hope for Intellivision's sake, Akka just put the wrong date on her LinkedIn, or there's gonna be...
Invader says, the only thing you're asking people to invest in is side scrollers. Right, which you can by going to patreon.com/side scrollers. Thank you. Appreciate that. Invader, and I appreciate you popping in, man. Yeah, that is Rich. And for the record, Rich like he received swag, hats and t-shirts. I never received any swag. Didn't ask for any, but, you know, I never got any.
some questions. In fact, if you click the invest button on the Intellivision website, it takes you to the same video with Akka still in it.
You know the Avengers, right? Marvel Avengers, you know, they're the super team of superheroes ready to save the world.
Also on Tommy's list of Avengers was Jay Allard, the co-founder of the Xbox and Xbox Live. This would make the company look like it was on the right track and had some really good minds attached to it. However, Allard decided he wasn't a good fit and left the company. In 2020.
Here's another one. How about the guy who co-founded and co-created the Xbox, right?
When Tommy was saying Allard was on the team in this footage, to get people's money, Allard was already gone. He was gone to such an extent he didn't just change his LinkedIn to say he wasn't at the company anymore, he removed it from his page completely. Allard unworked at Intellivision. And after this happened, Tommy was shooting a new video telling people he was in the Amico Avengers.
I mean, this guy doesn't even need to work anymore, but he loves our idea and concept so much that he joined the team and has been making huge, huge contributions.
This particular comment is incredible, because on another investment platform, remember Fig? Tommy had previously bragged about Allard's involvement in that investor video too. He was actually at the company when this one was made, at least, and Intellivision's share offering documents on Fig also claimed Allard was involved and that he was the global managing director. A while after Allard had left, the SEC noticed Intellivision's Fig was still advertising he was there. Investors were technically being deceived. Also, a major member of staff, like the global managing director, leaving could be causing problems with making the product they were promising to investors, you know? So they asked Fig what was going on. Orally, someone at a government agency physically...
Com coming in with the $5 direct shill. Says, Craig, they're mad at you. They're mad you made a video about Billy and Joy Tommy. You make videos about current topics. Tommy is billions news. The Billy video was fresh and new. This is the video of Billy. Com, I think you got all sorts of weird typos in there. Put in the chat what you wanted to say. I think what you're trying to say is that this was old news and the Billy Mitchell was new news. Oh, yeah. Tommy, yeah. I think that's what you're saying. And that's 100% right. Hey, yo, Billy Mitchell. Let's see. Yes.
Asked someone at Fig what the hell was happening at Intellivision. Fig asked Intellivision to clarify. Intellivision panicked and said they would change the documents, and product development was unaffected by his leaving because, to quote Fig quoting Intellivision, he has not played a material role in product development considering his contributions.
He joined the team and has been making huge, huge contributions.
This is footage of a CEO right before his company tells a major government agency Allard is gone and hadn't made meaningful contributions, telling people he's on the team and has been making huge, huge contributions to get their money. I'm not a lawyer, I'm just a helicopter pilot, but I don't think it gets worse than this.
You know, this is the kind of thing that's like, really, I mean...
Brom says, Craig, don't ever apologize, especially if you did nothing wrong. They will archive that forever and try to use it against you. Oh, I'm not apologizing. I have nothing to apologize for. I have nothing to apologize for at all. I don't understand the strike. I say, the only thing that can be misconstrued is the idea that they're upset at the way I responded to them being critical about me for no reason. Once again, like, they're being critical. I got mad about it. Well, I didn't say I get mad. Like, in the chat I was talking about in the live stream from a couple nights ago. I was I say like 98, 99% of the time I was in like a really fun mood, and then there's like this 1% like 45-second window where I kind of got a little too emotional, and I pulled myself back, and I kind of recognized I was like, I'm getting too emotional here. And I pulled myself back and I started having fun again, right? But like, you know, I don't understand. I just don't understand. I literally don't understand.
Talk about a slam dunk.
The people working at the company are the main pitch for the Amico. Invest in me, I don't lose, I have the best team.
I've been a winner in this industry my whole career. I don't lose. And what I've done is packed our team with other people who are winners.
Several of his key team members weren't working there anymore when he recorded this. One of them had even scrubbed it from his LinkedIn. I don't think this is giving potential investors an accurate impression of what they're buying into. This is the exact kind of thing Tommy normally does, but in this context, it's really bad. And this brings us to the real question at the center of all this. The big thing we've been avoiding for the last hour while we circle the drain, but we can't avoid it anymore. Did Tommy make the funny baby sound effect? Remember?
That's the whole idea, the oof, right? Oh, man. Bricka says, dude, people get conned all the time. All the time. People need to look in the mirror before pointing fingers. Look, they want to point at me because I went to an event 2 years ago, a press event, and played the Amico and said it was fun. And ultimately, that is dangerous, and that defrauded people. Did it sound as stupid when I said it? Because I said it and I realized how stupid it sounded. Did it sound as stupid when you heard it? Because that's... Okay.
And that was the point of the video. When we look at the sum collective of all of his claims, the Tallarico totality, if you will, and we put it in context with reality, when Tommy says he created the oof, this might just be me, but I don't believe him. Although at this point, if Tommy confessed to a murder, I would assume he was just trying to be cool. I'm sure if I was a more reasonable person, I could say the evidence is all inconclusive and Tommy could have worked on the sound, maybe. But right now, all I know is Tommy is a huge liar and I hate him, and he made me forget what this video is about.
Mike says, don't waste your time on the negativity, Craig. They're not worth your time. People try to get you down. Don't let them. That's right. That's right. You're 100% right. This is like, I've watched the video they've asked me to watch, the part that they've asked me to watch, and this will be it. This will be it, you know? Tommy Uyamiko says, why didn't you talk about Amigo negativity when these things were discovered? Tommy, I need you to listen to me very, like, please just look me in the eyes. Look at me. Look at me in the eyes. Look me in the eyes. I spent a year out of the video game industry, right? I didn't know. I still don't even know what the new Xbox is called. I think it's Xbox One X, right? Look, I still don't know. You take a year away, and little things in the grand scheme, the Amico, tiny little thing that doesn't matter in the video game industry. We're talking to a super niche, mega niche audience. Why didn't I talk about it then? Because I didn't know. That's why. I'm literally watching this video right now for the first time, right? Not everybody is on all the message boards talking about how much they hate Tommy Tallarico, how much the Amico sucks, right? Not everybody's there. I'm sorry, it's not.
Hey, yo.
Big Top says, just challenge him to a wrestling match and come out and come walking out to the Wolfpack theme music. There you go. There you go, Big Top. Oh my God. Winterfell says, life is hard. Don't give up. Let's have a conversation. Oh, that's right. Thank you, Winterfell. Oh man. The Retro Bro says, so what you're saying, Craig, is you have better stuff to do like a normal human being. Yeah, like I have a wife and kids, and I coach soccer, and I'm trying to grow a business, and I worry about our community here. I don't care about what's happening to the Amico. I don't care. Oh, man.
I promise you, when I started making this video, my goal was to make something short for once, take a break from my longer projects to make a quick video, quickly, so people knew I was alive. I did not expect, while I was doing research, for a rabbit hole to open beneath my feet and to fall Wile E. Coyote style into an abyss of lies and madness, and seemingly getting one of his Guinness World Records sent to the fucking Shadow Realm. I didn't choose this. This happened to me, and I'm not happy about it. I wanted this to be a story about how, in our modern age, we don't take ownership of artists' work seriously enough, through the lens of a sound effect that had been reused without credit for over a decade. But the people not being credited in this story are the hardworking folks under Tommy who he has taken credit from over the years, and the original voice actor, none of whom will see any of the money Tommy makes from selling their sound today. It is incredibly easy for hard work to be exploited by corporations, and one of those corporations happens to be called Tommy Tallarico Studios Incorporated. But that's really a structural problem, and we already all know capitalism is bad. Statistically, your most formative memories are of a global financial crisis. You don't need that lecture from me. I think the unique lesson of this story is about, well, records in multiple senses of the word. What's really at stake here is history, how these events and people will be remembered. Tommy has cultivated such a reputation that when I asked about the origins of a famous punch sound effect on Twitter, someone independently brought him up and said they assume he must have done it. He seems to have done everything. At least he says he has. The man has successfully inserted himself into conversations about sound effects he didn't even make, while the people who did the work attributed to him evaporate into namelessness. No one knows who Joey Kuras is, and he made the sound effects people think Tommy did. He worked on fucking Fortnite. I've heard his sound effects as they blast my Silver Surfer into dust. It's not right for him and people like him to be forgotten. Games have always had problems crediting authors correctly. Early games were seen as products first and creative works second, so credit wasn't taken seriously. Creators used to not be allowed to put their name on the game and had to hide them in Easter eggs.
And this continued all the way through the 90s as well. Keep that in mind. This is not just like a 1980s thing. This continued all the way through the 90s on the Super Nintendo, and specifically with Japanese developers, where they would have different handles for their names. You saw that all the time. The idea of credit in video games is a still relatively new thing. I mean, giving credit in video games. And when you think of how long video games been around, going back to Ralph Baer's first video game, right, the Brown Box, right, in the grand timeline of video game history, like credit has only been given to video game developers. I would say a third of it, maybe 40% of the total time video games have been around. So I mean, and obviously that's going to tilt much larger as the video games continue to grow and be around. But it's still relatively new in this. Once again, not justifying the idea.
Mark Cerny, ironically another good candidate for first American to work on Sonic,
We're almost
wasn't allowed
there,
to keep
Shindu.
any of his work or design documents when he was working at Atari, and his games were considered Atari creations, not his. His source code, notes, and documentation were only preserved because someone got them out of a dumpster when Atari closed the office and threw it all out.
So I hear this a lot, right? This was my work. It was owned by the company. Well, they were paid for their work. So yeah, like I've never understood this logic behind people. The idea the one guy made it, right? And it, and then it was given to, the company took it, right? Well, yes, the company paid you to make the game. So they took all the risk by giving you the money. And if that game flopped, then they would have been out. If they sold 0 copies, or whatever, it wasn't profitable. So,
problem has especially contributed to the perception of women working in games. Yoko Shimomura
Electronic Artwork says, why do these video essay guys all need to speak in capitalism is bad type shit in their scripts? Right.
one of the most well-known video game music composers today, a veritable industry icon, one might say.
Real quick, Papata the Potato says, what happened is there was people who believed the Amico who insulted those who... what happened is there was people who believed in the Amico who insulted those who didn't. There was a flip where they started to, quote, fight back, but they're lumping everybody who might have said hello to Tommy since 2020 in that basket. Just ignore it. Well, I said hello to him. So, yeah. Evan says, I hope tonight is the last word on this. You played no more role than anyone else here. Let those who self-pleasure themselves do it alone. Yes, and Evan, this will be the last time we talk about it. And I appreciate it. I know you, like, I've talked about this twice this week, and we're going to be done with this after this. And, you know, like, anybody who, here's the thing, and I'm going to be really clear. There's been criticism that I unlisted a video, that I unlisted the live stream after the other night. And it's like, I unlist all my live streams. And on my call with the guy I was just on while I was late for this, I showed him my back end. I showed him, that sounded dirty. I showed him the back end, my analytics. And I said, look, every single one of my videos is unlisted. And he's like, well, why is the chat not active? And my response to that is, I have no idea. I didn't even know. I legitimately don't know if you can turn a chat off for a chat replay. I legitimately have no idea if that's the case. But either way, it's not on there. I don't know why it's not on there. I didn't do it. I showed him the entire back end. And if there is a way to unlist a chat archive, I have no idea how it is. Like, this may legitimately just be a coincidence, because I legitimately don't know. Infredder coming in with that tier 3 sub for 24 months. Is still no NES defender of the Crown, defender of the Crown Marathon. Nope, not going to be doing that anytime soon. Thank you so much, Infredder, for the tier 3 sub. Oh, that's amazing. Let's get on. That's awesome. Yes. Genix Gamer says, are you going to post our talk? I don't care. I mean, would you like me to post our talks, Genix Gamer? I went in and I was recording it, and I had nothing to hide. I mean, whatever. I don't care. Let's see. There's something in here. Let's see. Tommy Uyamiko. I want to be clear to, like, these people who have come in, and, like, I'm trying to give you guys the time of day, right? Craig, can you at least admit that Tallarico is kind of a sketchy guy to choose to be a CEO of a family-friendly multinational video game console? It's not my decision to make that. It's not my job to make that decision. It's not my job. What does it matter what I think if Tommy Tallarico is sketchy and if he's a CEO of Intellivision? I didn't hire him. If you're going to be upset at anybody, hire the people who hired him. Didn't he buy Intellivision? I thought that's what happened. I thought he bought it. I mean, I don't know. Dude, I'm just saying, like, what? Yeah, this video makes him look really sketchy. I get it. I mean, I totally get it. But, like, yeah, I'm not a mind reader. I can't see what's going to happen years in advance. You know, I'm sorry you lost money, dude. I'm sorry. Like, that's all I can really say.
Composed all but 3 of the tracks on the original arcade version of Street Fighter II, but due to Capcom's crediting policy at the time, she was credited via a pseudonym. For her music's appearance on console releases and updated versions of the game, she was not credited for her compositions at all. All credit was given to the people who translated them to the new formats. Her contributions to game music history are only recognized properly decades afterwards, because her early career was rendered invisible, music she wrote often being credited to someone else. This was widespread at the company. The Capcom sound team throughout the 80s and early 90s was almost entirely women. Just think about that for a second. An extremely influential group of female early game composers, all credited through pseudonyms, or sometimes not at all, and with the ports of music they composed credited to someone else. Maybe one of the reasons game development is perceived as a male-dominated industry is because all the women who've always been here keep getting left out of the history they wrote. If you're interested in the topic, I recommend The Street Fighter Lady and Female Credit by Andy Lemon and Hillegonda Rietveld. I've linked them in the description and plagiarized them heavily in this section of the video, but even when people are credited, the recognition can easily be minimized. Joey did some of the music for the Terminator Sega CD game, but as you can imagine, this information has been rendered obscure thanks to a much larger musician making sure his name is remembered first. The official CD release of the soundtrack has Tommy V. Tallarico stamped on the front. Its booklet says composed, produced, and performed by Tommy Tallarico and calls
This was I remember this being brought up in the interview that I did with Tommy, because if I recall, I think somebody at Game Attack liked the soundtrack, and they knew that I was going to be interviewing Tommy or something, and they asked about it. I don't remember.
Tommy a veritable video game industry icon, of course. The half a dozen people who collaborated with him and wrote the other half of the songs only appear on the back of the case at the bottom as footnotes with stars corresponding to which songs they actually made, so their names don't get noticed quite as much. Joey's song was so good.
I mean, I get it, but who are you to decide whose name gets noticed as much? Like, I mean, you want... Okay.
Tommy saw fit to put it on another album with his name and face on it, Tommy Tallarico Virgin Games Greatest Hits. Joey's name is even smaller on the back of this one. It's not difficult to see why Joey's contributions to game history are being forgotten. Re-uploads of the full Terminator CD soundtrack onto YouTube just say composed by Tommy. There's a re-upload of specifically Joey's song too. The uploader, who understandably missed the tiny note on the back of the CD case, credits it to Tommy. The top comment is a guy called Joey Kouros, explaining that he actually made it, but also thanking people for their kind words. We're at the point the actual composers have to explain.
I wrote and recorded while working with Tommy Tallarico on the game. Thank you for all the nice compliments. It's definitely influenced by all the music I listened to in the 80s, which was a lot of metal.
They made the song in the comments of re-uploads of their work misattributed to their old boss. This extends back into the regular music industry as a whole, of course, but also into material we covered here. Michael Jackson's long-rumored, now semi-confirmed work on Sonic 3 isn't all it's cracked up to be either. Like a certain other composer, Michael had people who worked for him. According to Brad Buxer, an American keyboardist and composer who did a lot of work with Jackson, and actually is credited on Sonic 3, Jackson basically made him do most of it. Once you're well enough established, it only gets easier to exploit the talents of people working for you and build up your own status on the back of something you made someone else do.
So, once again, okay, whatever. This is all great. I think the thing about this last part is, once again, when you work for a company, right? Question: who made Toy Story?
What an idiot.
That's right. Pixar did. John Lasseter did. Pixar did, and John Lasseter did. That's it. That's all you know. None of the animators, none of the developers, none, you know. And by the way, at the end of the movie, their names are really tiny. They're really tiny. You know. Who was it? George Newman who did the music, right? Only George Newman did the music. You don't know the person who played the violin or the drums in his songs. George Newman did it, right? So you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. All this is. I get what he's saying, but at the same time, like, you want to give people credit, but well, you didn't. Their name wasn't as much as this person's name or whatever. Like, would you listen to Lady Gaga, right? Oh, it's the new Lady Gaga song. It's not like, oh, it's a Lady Gaga song with Joe Smith on keyboards and whatever. Like, yeah, they're listed. Their names are small down on the credits just like this. I don't know. You know. Impredator coming in with 10,000 bits. Shills. It says, how cool. You are restarting side scrollers the same day as the International Engelman Day, February 15th, in a tribute to my son having Engelman syndrome and raising awareness for Engelman syndrome. Okay, I know the date is related to you originally starting side scrollers on February 15th, 2006. Still hope side scrollers goes great. Impredator, thank you so much. And yes, it actually has nothing to do with the anniversary of side scrollers on February 15th and Screw Attack. It has nothing to do with that at all. It has everything to do with International Engelman Day, February 15th. So now you know. But hey, guys, guess what? What's that? That's a Shilko. I said Shilko. Shill-O. I need to get a new graphic. Shill-O. All right, let's go and finish. So we're almost done. We got about 3 or 4 minutes left. Okay, we're almost there. Give me those Shill-O's in the chat. And Impredator, thank you so much. Hopefully become a patron over at patreon.com/sidescrollers. I'd really appreciate it, man. That is awesome. Awesome. Amazing. Shill KO sounds cooler. Okay, sounds good. Like Angelman, like an angel in the sky. Okay, cool. Angelman, excellent. Wasn't sure if it was like a angler, going out doing some fishing. So hey, well, I appreciate that. That's means a lot, and yeah, that is absolutely great. Please hit me up. Let me learn more about Angelman syndrome. Hit me up on Discord. Love to hear about it.
Industry is still constructed in a way that treats individual creators, usually the biggest names on the project, as the true authors,
All industries are that way.
attributing a game's success to them and not the many people who did the work. Things are so bad, even the recipients of this praise have called it out. To quote one of the worst articles ever written, "There's a tendency among the press to attribute the creation of a game to a single person," says Warren Spector, creator of Thief and Deus Ex. The journalistic attitude to credit in gaming used to be so awful, it's not even clear who wrote this. The article is credited to IGN staff. Basically, all success and appreciation pours directly into selected industry figureheads, even when they're actively trying to stop it from happening. And a lot of them aren't, because even if it's a problem that benefits them. You can tell a lot about an industry by how it treats the people who actually do the work.
This is quite a tangent that we're going on right now. So, yeah. This just feels like, let's get an agenda attached to this.
In terms of the scope of time, the average game developer is fucked. The hundreds and sometimes thousands of people who work on games now throw away years of their lives, and so many of them go completely unappreciated. Meanwhile, the most asshole-ish men in the industry continue to promote themselves off the back of the efforts of the people working for them. Imagine making great sound effects for years and years, only for your boss to tell some guy in a Halloween mask on a live stream with 100 views that he did it. We don't recognize the work and achievements of people who make games. We recognize the people who exploited that work the best. It's so easy for history and credit to get wiped away. Case in point, we could have never learned that the oof was from Messiah and assumed Roblox made it forever. But it's not even the Roblox oof. In my household, we call it the Messiah oof. There are thousands of people whose good work on games will never be...
Is that really... in my household, we call it the Messiah oof. What, like, really? You have different sound effects you call the Roblox... Like, who's like, hey, do you like the Roblox oof? No, I like the Messiah oof. Thank you very much. Just saying. Sounds kind of pretentious, but that's all right. Alex with the $2 super shill says it still could be KO because shills cash out. KO. Love that. That's great. Cash with a K.
properly credited, who we might have already forgotten about. Gaming is still a young medium, but already the sands of our history are spilling through our Monster Energy sodden fingers. Entire games are at risk of being forgotten.
I'm gonna be very interested to see if, so we're gonna I want to watch the credits here, and I want to make sure that every single writer of every single article that it is number one credited for the video, right? And and if it is, that's awesome, right? Otherwise, he's just kind of talking out of his own butt at this point, right? Be very interested to see.
Mind the human beings who created them. The most valuable contribution Tommy has made to the story is mentioning that the voice actress was the daughter of someone who worked at Shiny Entertainment at the time.
Her father worked at Shiny Entertainment.
The girl whose voice was the oof would be close to 30 now. She might even have heard it and not even known it was her. She might not even remember recording it. The people who know who this was, and the parent who worked on the game, those people aren't going to be around forever. We have a limited time to learn who this was. The thing about history is, it happens, and then it's gone. If we don't work to preserve it, eventually it becomes impossible. To quote a famous Nintendo quit screen, everything not saved will be lost. And just as a kicker how hard it is to remember things accurately, the popularized version of the quote is wrong. It's actually anything not saved. I'm not trying to be a pedant for once. It's kind of poignant how easy it is for things to shift like that. If we don't set a precedent of taking people's work and the accuracy of records of who did what seriously, we leave it to the liars and opportunists of the world to make up that history, to the spin-off of a beer company to tell us who did what. And it honestly, on a spiritual level, fills me with immense grief thinking about the people who made the things I care about dying unrecognized for what they did and being forgotten. Gaming is just old enough.
Okay, so at this point, are we long past the idea of like this video being about Tommy?
That we're losing that first generation. Tommy got the rights to Intellivision because he bought them from the estate of its last president when he passed away. The name, the branding, it's his now. The original Intellivision YouTube channel with some of the final appearances of its former president, one of the world's first ever game designers, along with the original Intellivision website with its beautiful Web 1.0 history of the company, are now relegated to obscurity under another name, while Tommy continues to use that name to advertise a product that doesn't even exist. The damage to a history people are at real risk of forgetting, whose main characters are dying, might already have been done. What history will look like 20, 30, 100 years in the future is being decided now. Now is the time to decide if Tommy Tallarico made the oof for Roblox, or if Joey Kouros made it for Messiah. And Tommy has already put his finger on the scale, decided how he wants all this to be remembered. If you buy his new sound pack, the metadata in the Roblox oof has been changed to say Tommy Tallarico. Those who fail to learn from history are doomed to repeat it. That's a quote commonly attributed to Winston Churchill, but he was actually probably paraphrasing George Santayana. That was me being a pedant. Old habits die hard. But here's a corollary I came up with all by myself. Those who let hucksters write the history they're trying to learn from are doomed in some other horrible way. And for one, I don't think history gets to be written by a guy who wasn't even on Cribs. It wasn't even Cribs!
Okay, here we go. This is the most important part. Is every single article, every single thing credited in this. And this is going to be like a really, okay, we're finally through the video. And Tommy Tallarico was a bad guy that I've been told. So there you go. I am the arbiter of CEOs being from here on out. I will be starting a new company, guys. I want to let you know. I'm going to put side scrollers on the back burner. All right, put the side scrollers on the back. I'm starting a new company, and I will be the arbiter for CEO hirings. So any CEO that is hired, you come to me. I'll do no research, and I'll tell you if they should be hired or not. Sounds good? There you go. All right, there we go. Let's get on. Let's just scroll down here really fast. It's important to look at the credits. Ooh, this is not a lot of credits. Not a lot of credits here. Yeesh. Not a lot of credits here. We have the captions. I do not see every single article in here. Ooh, that contributed to the work here. All right, just with music, got it. And then we're going to go to patrons. This will we have patrons here.
Oh, hello there. Thank you for watching this 30-minute video and accompanying feature-length meltdown. The boom mic is slowly peeking into frame. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching all of this, and I hope you had a good time, and I hope to see you again soon, for once.
Okay, so I'm guessing those were all patron folks, and now these are more patron folks. I've yet to see a video. By the way, this guy has like 1 million patrons. Good for him. Let's just kind of see what we got here at the end here. It's important that we make sure we credit everybody. Yeah, I don't know what the gaming racist thing is about. Kind of weird.
When I bought this Gamers Edition on eBay, when I was flipping through it, a bookmark fell out. This is a bookmark for Alexander. Well done for all your hard work in year 2 this year from Miss Dunn. Goodbye. So Alexander, I have no idea who you are or where you are now or if you'll ever watch this video. I hope you made Miss Dunn proud. I have no idea how old you are now. This book came out in like 2008. I'm not going to do the maths on that. But if you want your bookmark back, email me and I'll happily send it to you. Please do email me, in fact, because I can't throw this out. Like, that would be wrong. So this is just going to be in my life forever until someone claims it. So please, take this back.
Okay. So, there we are. Well, I've watched the video. I understand why people are saying, look, I get it. I understand the research on it. Once again, I'm sorry you were duped, Amico folks. I did not tell you to buy it. I did not tell you to pre-order it. I'm sorry that when I went to that event that my likeness was captured legally, that they can use it how they see fit. Just like it is when you go to a basketball game or any sort of event, when you walk into any sort of building that has any cameras in it, that is filming anything, if you're in the background as an extra of a movie or a TV show, or even better, when you appear on another podcast. Just saying. Yeah, Joshua says the video isn't even going to follow its own rules by crediting everyone. Wow. I think that's the thing we learned from this, right? I think that's fascinating video. Fascinating. Blue Gundam says capitalism is bad, but please sign up for my Patreon of your own free will and give me however much money you're willing to give me. Speaking of, you can go to patreon.com/sidescrollers and do the same here and support Sidescrollers, which would be great. Invader with the Prime sub for 3 months, 22 total months. Thank you so much, Invader. Greatly appreciate that. Travis says, what I don't get is how is it that you are supposed to know what Tommy did? Since you did an interview with him, were you supposed to do research in his entire life, hire a private investigator? Were you supposed to find out these things that this guy was literally saying no one knows, and that's an issue? But you're supposed to know this? And I think that's the thing that I truly don't understand either with this whole situation. But like I said, this is the last time I'm going to talk about it. I will open it up to anybody if they have any more questions I pride myself on transparency. I think I've done a pretty good understanding of of the sequence of things. I've spent way too much time talking about this, way too much time conversing about this, because at the end of the day, I just don't care. So if anybody, this is the last chance, and I'm sure someone's going to make a video, Craig's a shill. Fine. What pisses me off is when you attack my character, when you call me a shill without having any context. That's what pisses me off, is when you say, he did this. He was a friend, so he should have known. I was never a friend. I was an acquaintance at Tommy's, right? He accepted money. I never accepted money. He accepted clothes. No, I didn't. I didn't accept anything. Nothing. Get it out now that you have an opportunity. Get it out. Now's your chance. With that said, let's look at some sweet Super Nintendo tunes. Super Nintendo tunes while we finish up for the night, man. Nathaniel says, I raised a few eyebrows at some of Tommy's claims because they didn't add up. Right. And it's like one of those things where, hold on, the music's going to be loud. Oh, it's in double speed because I was watching that in double speed. It's a great tune. Pilot Wings is such a good tune. Oh. All right. So I'll say this once again. If anybody has any questions, any criticisms of me, right now is your time to ask them. Otherwise, you're welcome back anytime. But we're done with the Amico topic. We're done. Trevor says, it's like you do an interview and 50 people come in screaming about something. Then you point out how stupid it is. And they'd be like, well, we just wanted you to admit it now. No, y'all came in screaming and trying to cancel. I don't have to do shit for you. Right. Oh, man. Mike says, let's watch Redman's MTV Cribs in honor of Tommy. All right, let's see what we got. Let's see if I can find that. Redman's MTV Cribs. And we'll get flagged for copyright on the way out. That'll be good. That's awesome. Kit Ryder says, you got glorious blue eyes. Thank you. Crazy T coming in with 300 bits. Thank you so much. Grangle says, Craig may be a shill, but he's our shill, dang it. That's right. And let's keep in mind, the entire idea of the shill thing came from this conversation, which is oh, you know what? I'm going to get flagged for copyright so quickly doing this. We can't watch Redman's MTV Cribs. Can't do that. What am I even thinking about? Thank you, Crazy T. Greatly appreciate that. Hopefully you're doing well over in Florida. Let's see. Retro Bro says, I think you didn't need to address it, but did it well. Kudos, Tommy, for being a douche. Isn't your fault, and you don't need to answer for him. Well, Retro Bro, you're right. You're 100% right. You're 100% right. 100%. I don't need to answer. So I'm not. And I'm not going to apologize for anything. There's nothing to apologize for. Oh my God, that's awesome. Let's see. I'm trying to be... Xander says, it would be cool if we could vote on the next game you play. Okay, let's do that. Let's get you guys a vote. The next game for Sunday night is either going to be NBA Hang Time or, I don't know, throw out a game. NBA Hang Time or your suggestion. Throw it out there. Sean says, how tall are you? I'm 6'4". I'm a tall boy. Shimo says, hang time. Oh, man. Stotless says, Metroid Dread. Ooh, Lord Shaq Fu. Wee. Colorama, texting you the bread, please. Time Lord, Crazy John. Time Lord on the NES. Oh, man, I got memories of Time Lord. Ugh. Gaming's on Gaming says, I don't know your library. Just think of any game I can play. I can find it. Yeah, Color a Dinosaur, Earthworm Jim. I heard those games are great. Oh my God. Should we do like a night for F-Zero? I feel like we should. Evan says, I'll be on vacation to Vegas next week and might not be able to join any of the streams. I hope you have an awesome week, Craig, man, and you sweet, sweet G2s. Oh, man, Evan, hey, I hope you have an awesome time in Vegas. Be safe, be smart. Don't do anything dumb with your money, all right? Just be smart, man. I want you to have a great time, though. Don't do anything dumb, right? Don't stay out too late. Nah, you can stay out too late. Go stay out too late. And just have, like, if you're gonna, like, drink too much, right? Don't do it early in your trip, right? That's the, usually people, like, get all the fun out, because then you're gonna, like, if you drink too much early on this, you like waste 2 days, possibly 3 days from the recovery, man. So don't do that. Don't do that. Good for you. Travis says, got Booger Man. Ooh, I don't want to do Booger Man. That's Adam Long coming in and Colorama with that red 23. You know it. You know it. All right. Let's see. So I see F-Zero, NFL Blitz. Yeah. Do you have Polybius? I do not have Polybius. Maybe I do. Hold on, let me check. I don't even know what Polybius is. I don't like to play the Let's make sure I say that right. Polib. No, I don't have Polybius. No, I do not. Polybus. All right, so it'll either be NBA Hang Time or F-Zero. I like those. Let's do that. Okay, I'm gonna let YouTube vote. Let's start a poll. All right. Sunday's game. Sunday evening's game. It'll be either F-Zero or NBA Hang Time. Okay? Ask the community. Poll is up. One of those two. There's a poll at the top of the chat. You guys get to vote. Everybody who's stuck around. Crazy says, poor Time Lord. No, I ain't ever going to do Time Lord, man. A Horse Running says, Run and Gun 2. What's Run and Gun 2? Was there Run and Gun 1? Thank you so much, A Horse Running. Appreciate that. I don't know what that is. Let's see. Oh, it's close. It's a close one. 59. It's 60-40 right now as far as the percentage goes. Man, that's good stuff. Sean says, if it's hang time, play a Santa. Once again, head to the top of the vote. And all you guys over on YouTube, sorry, Twitch. You guys can vote with your chats. Travis, we're gonna get that thing scored away tomorrow. Oh, Run and Gun 2. Says Run and Gun 2 is arguably the greatest basketball arcade game ever made. What? What are you talking about, crazy man? Run and Gun 2. Run and Gun. Run and... Let's see. I'm looking for it. Let's find it on YouTube. Run and Gun 2. Oh, I remember this game. Yeah. I remember this game. Here we go. Let's check this out.
What's up, folks? Welcome to the Techno Drums personal arcade. We are here today.
Let's get some gameplay. Right. By the way, it's a close vote. This is actually a very close vote. Your vote will matter. Will matter. Let's check this out. Run and Gun 2, Konami Championship. Yeah. Yeah, this one where the game like kind of does it rotate? This is a very close vote. Right now, F-Zero has the lead, 58% to 42%. Crab says, our Twitch votes don't matter. I can't combine them. And there's more people watching on YouTube, so I got to give them the opportunity. Sorry. But I'll put you in the credits, Crabs. Look at this.
Chicago versus New York. Here comes the tip.
Mike says, how do I get a hat on my name next to on the YouTube side? Is there some sort of paid subscription? Yeah, there's memberships over there. But if you're going to do it, I'd prefer you become a patron, to be honest with you. Over at patreon.com/sidescroller. Look at that. Oh, hell yeah. Look at that. Can we just stop for a second? Look at this. Just stop down just for a second. Look at this. Look at this guy's number. This guy's number is upside down R, backwards 3. Oh my God. Travis says, Hey, y'all are the ones that didn't listen and go over. I told you. Oh, we're talking about Twitch to YouTube. Yeah. No, that's all good. Mike says, I am already a patron. Yes, you are, Mike. I apologize. But yeah, if you want to go over and get a hat, you can absolutely do that. There's a membership over there. Let's check this out real quick. Look at this lob. 3/4 court lob with one hand. Perfect pass up into a windmill dunk. Oh, that's awesome. Woo! Okay, this game's awesome. I do remember this game. I do remember seeing this. Hey, give it up for Julius McClain, who's a brand new. It says legend, but it's supposed to say G2. That's awesome. Hey, thank you so much, Julius. Appreciate that. It's excellent. So this is okay. I understand why this game was fun. The problem is that the viewership, like the way you see from behind, it's tough, man. I would prefer the broadcast style. Either way, that's good stuff, man. It's fun. I mean, the animation's actually pretty smooth, and it's totally not lifelike. I mean, look at how that guy's just dunking all over that guy with a windmill. This is straight up Vince Carter here. Look at his head above the rim. That's great, man. Oh, my God, that's awesome. Woo, man. Yeah, and they all have the same numbers, don't they? They all. That's right, Snot Lips. That's great. J-Mark says, this game looks pretty unique. Yes. That's nice, man. This game's pretty cool. I guess there's no out of bounds. Oh, he's gonna go in there. You gonna shoot a three? Nope. Crossover. Oh, dunk it all over him. Love that. Gotta look at listen to the announcer. Hold on. New York down by 7. It's like trying to be Tim Kitzrow, but it's not. Oh man. Anyways, all right, there we go, man. That was like I'm glad we did that. I'm glad we can all turn the page. All right, we're gonna move on. And on Sunday night, we will be playing F-Zero. That should be fun. F-Zero on the Super Nintendo. So make sure you guys are here for that on Sunday night. Look, we had an awesome week. We really did. We had a really good week. And I think that look, it was a nutty week. It was crazy. We had an awesome week with our Patreon, which by the way, apparently is I've been told that it is Dark Side Phil level as far as my shilling goes for it. Okay. All right. Either way, I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys allowing me to do this on a day-to-day basis. And apparently I'm one of the big guys. Punching down, which stops today. So there we go. With that said, you guys have an awesome day, awesome weekend. You may have a video tomorrow. I'm not quite sure. Once again, this stream, as with all my streams, will go unlisted afterwards. So make sure you guys find the playlist on the channel if you guys want to watch these streams after they're done. Would be awesome. Let's see, what do I have this week? Anything exciting? No, not really. Just getting back. It's still cold here in Texas. School is canceled again tomorrow. What? Are you kidding me? With that said, you guys have an awesome day, awesome weekend. I'll see you guys Sunday night. I'll see you guys tomorrow on Craig Talks News. This is not the end of us seeing together, just a brief delay. But I'll see you guys Sunday night where people are going to try to keep you down, right? Thanks, Mike. You guys got a goal? Go get it. See you guys Sunday night.